Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Can we call the Enterprise for help?
Yeah, do they have their communicators?
We will trade her life for the slaver weapon.
What about Mr. Spock?
He must surrender. I will offer him single combat.
I see Mr. Spock was correct.
Vulcan left me with 2 ribs broken.
Ooh.
Offer refused.
They think very little of you.
Wrong. They don't think much of you.
Exactly.
Damn! God, they are just verbally destroying these guys.
Yeah, stand no chance.
Physically, too.
A self-destruct mechanism would not have a gun sight.
Ooh.
Whoa! Well, okay. That's a bit OP.
Oh, shit.
We can't give him that.
I thought they tried all the settings, though, when they had the weapon.
I think they figured out the null setting was like a first part to switch to another. I don't know. There was a lot there.
Yeah, first you have to hit no, then you have to do this.
God, it's like a fucking Death Star laser.
No world in the Federation has produced anything so powerful, almost beyond theoretical limits. Total conversion of matter to energy.
If the Kazenti had that, the whole galaxy would be their dinner table.
Pretty much.
Hit the dirt!
Sulu, what did you do? Oh, there they go.
Sulu was the Oppenheimer of this planet now.
You know, Uhura made the comment about not liking ice planets, but I think it should have been Sulu. It would have been a nice callback to your favorite.
Oh, the Naked Time?
Yeah, your favorite line about the coffee.
Or not the Naked Time.
Wow, here we go again.
Was that the enemy within? Yeah.
Oh, they might not know how to change it.
What would this be? I have no idea. Needing power.
How'd they get it now?
There is a grid.
Oh, they're there.
It
Okay.
may be another communications device.
They're like, this is not at all what we bargained for.
Is it calling someone?
The Kazenti have legends of weapons haunted by their owners.
Voice-activated mechanism.
No, it appears to be conversing with them.
How long has it been since you were turned off? I do not know.
Oh, wow.
Now it talks? I think AI say the same thing.
Yep.
What is the last thing you remember?
We were on a mission. I may not tell you of it unless you know certain code words. Without certain code words, I may not describe our location.
Wow.
One of the settings on this weapon was a total conversion beam. Tell us how to find it.
I literally just told you.
Twist my wither's shell.
Wow, but you'll tell them that? That's not how it looked.
Oh, it's different.
How many settings does this thing have?
That was not the total conversion beam setting.
I had a feeling.
It may be a broad beam weapon for use only from orbit. We saw its power. I suggest you fire at a very distant target.
Very well.
We can't let them have that weapon.
They're not about to get it, Lieutenant. Assume you are a slaver war computer. You've been turned off. You do not know for how long. Now you are awakened by aliens you never saw before. They do not know any of the military passwords.
Is that guy actually there?
I was wondering that. Like, are you just giving them all this?
Self-destruct mode?
What would you think?
I'd think I'd been captured by the enemy.
And when they ask you how to find your most powerful weapon setting, what would you give them?
Something false?
Self-destruct.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Life support.
A disruptor field.
Yes. Another conventional weapon. It appears the total conversion beam was the only thing the slavers had that we do not.
No sign of the weapon, of course. It would have looked nice in some museum.
It belongs in a museum! It never would have reached the museum, Lieutenant. There was too much power in that one setting. If not the Kzinti, the Klingons or some other species would have tried to possess it.
Could you imagine? I mean, really, y'all. Think about it.
Yeah, they would have had to destroy it regardless.
Probably better that it was destroyed, yeah.
Yeah. How's it feel, Sulu? You're the only person to ever get to fire that weapon.
Strange. How the past sometimes breaks through into the present.
Amazing, isn't it?
Didn't you say the Kzinti have legends of weapons haunted by their dead owners?
Yes.
At this rate, they'll never get over those old superstitions.
Yeah, because they were right this time.
Right?
Gee, that was...
Oh my god.
That was so fast, but so... Holy God, dude, the lore. Just how much info was dropped and how much, like, history and... God, so much info. I'm like, I wish I was taking notes so I could remember all of it. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting character detail. And talk about a crew. Like, I get it. Like, those three are like some of the main voice actors and do a lot of repeat work. And it's interesting they gave them an entire similar Galileo 7 episode, but much better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, first of all, yeah, before even jumping into the content of the episode, this is like historic. No Kirk. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. I mean, even in Yesteryear, he was on the beginning and end of the episode.
And Galileo 7, Kirk was...
Yeah, there was a whole B storyline and everything on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
No Enterprise at all.
Yeah.
Exterior, interior, nothing. Nothing at all. Just the shuttlecraft. I mean, I know this is like an animated show, whatever. Like, I'm sure they didn't think of it that way. They didn't care when they made it. But it is kind of historic just for those reasons. Also, is this the first time an episode has ever been written based off of another story? Like, I'm very interested in that. Like, what is that original story? I'm not familiar with that. Is it like something where the people from Star Trek were like, oh, we like this story, hire this guy, or, you know what I mean?
And they had adapted the characters and like plugged in Star Trek characters? Like, is that how the story was, or was it like an original Star Trek story that someone wrote? I'd love to know more info about that for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys will tell us all about that, but yeah, I love this episode. I mean, this was great. Look, it's not that I hate Kirk or anything. It's not that I love the episode because he's not in it, but it's like at this point we've seen, close to 90 episodes with Kirk in all of them, so to have one where he's just not in it at all is so interesting. And this crew particularly, Sulu, Uhura, and Spock, such a, underrated crew. That was great.
It is interesting having the idea of an advanced race that have left behind certain artifacts, that some of which are helpful, some of which we've now gone beyond, and some, like the empty box, maybe we just didn't understand. I think this is an episode that I would have enjoyed more when I was younger and was really into super soakers and spy gadgets, things like that, because the device that has all those different settings is just exactly what kids love. And I could totally see going out in the backyard afterward with my water gun, pretending it was on different settings. So I would say this episode is very imaginative, but it didn't really draw me in from a plot perspective. I didn't find it particularly compelling. I just thought it was like, oh, this is really fun. Interesting concept.
I love the idea, because I didn't know where this was going, especially with the title of the episode. I was like, what does that mean? Well, what's going on here? But I like the idea that this weapon, or this, we'll say, yeah, it's a weapon. I was going to go back and say an item, but it has all these settings. Good thing that they finally realized, yes, this is a weapon that could actually cause a huge war to break out, and that the slavers had the foresight to set this device in a way that it would be aware or understand that I'm in an enemy's hands. I need to literally go into self-destruct mode somehow, some way. And I do like the fact that it did it, because when you stop and think about it, the weapon realized it while it was still in the presence of Mr. Spock, Mr. Sulu, and Lieutenant Uhura. It realized it. It could have just gone off right then and there, but fortunately it didn't. It's like it kind of really lured the Kzinti into like transforming it into this other weapon and then literally self-destructing. So I love that detail. I thought that was really, really nice. So again, going back to how this is all animated, the way that they have Mr. Spock and Mr. Sulu running like how we would run, arms like moving like this, and then you have Lieutenant Uhura whose arms are like down to her side scooting around. That was cute. But yes, this was very nice. Love seeing these three in action together. It was really, really cool.